Hello guys, it's Ryan here from Mash Gaming today, and I am here to bring you another Total War Attila online battle. And so I decided, here, let's put this on play. I decided to go with the Sassanids this time, and my opponent went with the Eastern Roman Empire. But graciously, he didn't bring any Tagmata. We went over that in the prior chat, like before the battle started. I was just going to limit him to 4, but he decided to go with no Tagmata, so that was very kind of him. I think he had a different strategy in mind, as you guys may have noticed. He has these hidden guerrilla units, these Preventores, and he hid these in the woods on either side of my formation.
The enemy has been
So
spotted.
I didn't know that those were there until he revealed them when the main engagement starts happening. So I went with 3 units of Persian bowmen and 2 Persian skirmishers, and 3 units of these very heavy shock calves, which are type of Persian cataphracts. And then I went with a very heavy mainline elite Dial-Amite infantry, and they were amazing. They had really good staying power. And then I brought 2 of these elite immortals, which were also quite good. And my general, the Spa Bed, he got to see a lot of action, so you guys will see that. So now let's go into my opponent's build. He went with 2 cav units on either side. One a medium melee cav and the other a medium shock cav. But if you've noticed, all 4 of them have a silver chevron, which is upgrade number 4. So these guys will be pretty upgraded, pretty decked out. So he outnumbers me in cavalry, but I have more of a fit force for fighting cavalry. So we'll see how that goes. I started on the high ground on this map, and my opponent, he's gonna try to bait me off of that, you know, kind of try to surround me with these, get me to go into an engagement with me so that he can kind of distract me from the high ground. And that's kind of what he's doing here. He's moving these guys around at the same time, shuffling up his crossbows. So in response to that, I decide to keep my men up here. I think I move them forward a little bit because he stops just outside my range. So I'll move them up a bit, and then I'll put them into loose formation once the volleys start firing. And then you guys will see that in a minute here. He's spreading out his line. He went with a lot of Eastern Armor Legios, and interestingly, instead of on the flanks, he put his spearmen in front of his main line, leaving his flanks open to any kind of counterattack by cavalry, which fortunately for him did not happen. And then his general is just the average Roman general, heavy melee cav. So he's going to have a much wider line than me. My men are going to be more compact for close quarters fighting. So yeah, here we see the crossbows coming in, and well, my guys are in range. He still needs to move forward in order to get in range, because my Persian archers actually outrange his ballistari. So yep, now they're shooting. Yeah, so I'll put them in loose formation. So as you can see, he's slowly enveloping my guys with all of his units. And this is, as you can see on the minimap, this is a great trap that he's laid for me. My entire formation is just surrounded by his units. So we'll see how that plays out. And now he moves his melee line up, his main line. And I decided to move up some of my Persian skirmishers to take out his ballistari quicker, because I didn't want these guys firing at my infantry while they were in combat. So I was trying to eliminate as many of these guys as possible, even if it meant wasting my skirmishers on them. So when he draws back, I draw back my skirmishers too. So I'm in a very defensive formation, as you guys can see. Kind of a backwards cup formation with my archers out in front. So he'll have pretty much the perfect opportunities to to surround me, and he's even got some of the high ground here because he came in from the back. These guys, these Preventors, they're medium melee. They can do some damage if they get the chance to. They don't have a ranged, like they don't have a projectile to shoot, which will be a problem for them, as you guys will see. So yeah, just a bunch of dead Ballistari bodies compared to very few dead archer bodies. So that engagement went well for me. And yeah, 56 out of 160, 53, 56. Whereas his crossbows are now down to 80s, 114, 106. That one didn't get any, which is kind of surprising. And another thing, crossbows, they're supposed to be used against heavy infantry and stuff like that. So I'll feint a charge with my shock cav against his command to spears, and then he'll engage from that. So I'll spread out my lines a bit, and then we'll engage. His unit's getting a good shot off projectiles, and now my opponent's plan is just sprung beautifully. Like, just look at this. All of these units surrounding my entire army. I'm completely surrounded. No hope of escape, no hope of falling back. So, that's pretty bad for me, but I'm holding out there. I moved some of my spear units up to combat his 2 units versus my 1 unit of cav, which scares some of them off, because they're now losing decisively, but so are my units. So, and I cannot afford to be losing my cav unit on this side due to his 2 units. So now, yep, you'll see his Preventors coming in the back of my spears, and they'll also go for my general, but my general is in melee infantry, so what these guys would have been better doing is if they had a projectile, they would have been better throwing it at my general, but they didn't. So that was a problem for them, and now they're losing decisively. So he decides to charge up the hill. Unfortunately, my Persian skirmishers got a bit wasted because I forgot to pull them back. So they're going to get routed pretty quickly by his men and his general. But then he's going to have to deal with my heavy, solid line of heavy melee infantry, these elites. So he's not going to be able to hold up to that. And now I'm moving some archers over here to help take out his Preventors, which will prove to be devastating. I mean, just look at these shots. It takes a few rounds to whittle them down. I think within a few volleys, quite a few of them fall in the same volley. Yep, there it is. Now they're going to start falling, dropping like 9 pins. So these guys will be whittled down pretty quickly by my archers. And then my unit of cav on this side did end up routing, unfortunately. So then it'll just be my Immortals versus his medium melee and cav, which that wouldn't be too hard if my unit hadn't been like flanked on both sides. So I put them into square formation, and now they're going to start to gain the upper hand against these Equites with archer support. So that's what's happening on that side. I managed to chase off one of his cavalry units. One of them is still running around, and so most of these Ballistari shots are just bouncing off, but some of them killed some of my guys. And his spear formation is spread way too thin. I think he left it in that from his extended formation down here. So that was a mistake on his part, because I was able to just focus on the very center of his line, whereas his men out on the sides are not even getting used. They'll end up fighting later in the battle when they're already routed. And no, they don't even get to fight actually. They just end up routing because of the force of the main line getting attacked. So I routed his unit of melee infantry over here, and then he charged my unit with his general. And then I countercharged with my general, and he made a fatal mistake by turning his general around, leaving his general's backside open to my general charging at him. And I decided to chase in with this unit that he charged originally. They have quite low morale due to the charge. So now his general will be routing. And look at this, all of his ranged units are now exposed. So with my general and a heavy melee infantry unit close to them. So these guys will just be ripping through these very light crossbow infantry, which are Valistari.
The enemy have rallied their units.
And his general is going to be falling soon. It'll give us a little notification. Oh, no, I already did.
General has fallen. Our victory grows ever nearer.
So now all of his crossbows are going to end up being routed. I'm going to finish up on that side. Like I said, my spears were able to take out his his medium melee infantry. So there's just so much going on in this battle. So even though I was completely surrounded in this engagement, I was able to sorry about that. I was able to take out his units in the back, his units in the front, by kind of pushing towards down the hill, forcing him into an engagement. Because I think his strategy was to kind of whittle away my units with his flanking units, and then finish off with his main line. But I didn't want that, so I forced an engagement, which worked, and he fell into the bait. And as you can see, these are my skirmishers. Yeah, they were wasted, but as you can see, most of the bodies here are of his army. There's hardly any of my units' bodies down here. So yeah, now it's just going to be finishing up the battle against his last few remaining units, and last crossbow unit led by my general. So yep, let's take a look at the stats. So yeah, he brought a pretty well balanced Eastern Roman Empire army, save for the Tagmata, of course. And I didn't bring as many units. Mine were just a lot more upgraded. And so, but he did start out with 4 Silver Chevron cavalry, which was quite a challenge. So he had a very good strategy. It was just the sheer staying strength of these elites and my immortals that kind of persevered. They would just not rout at all, so that was a pretty good thing in that case. His general getting quite a few kills. His cav, one of his shock cav in particular, or no, this is melee cav in particular, getting a lot of kills. And then just my infantry line racking up the kills of his dead infantry line. And I ended up wasting one of these cataphracts. I think that was the one that was on its side on its own that ended up getting routed. Yeah. So that was the kind of overall deployment of the battle. And he deployed more guys. Like I said, mine were just more elite. So other than that, I will be seeing you guys next time. If you like the video, like, subscribe, do whatever, comment, say good job. And yeah, see you guys next time.